Boys is a classic case of a fall from grace. What started as a celebrated cold look at what life might look like with actual superheroes turned into one of the most critically reviled, disappointing ending to a series that has come out since... Well, let's not bring up any old trauma.
I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
But what is it about the series finale that got everybody, myself included, aboard the hate train? Well, after taking a look at it, I think I might have some answers for you. Welcome to Historically Bad, a series in which I take a look at the disgusting, morbidly shameful pieces of media and figure out how bad, or actually good, it really is. Let's get into it. So season 4 really suffered from a case of making us fall asleep. Now, it wasn't the worst thing I've seen from the show, but it definitely was not great. Season 5, on the other hand, starts off with a bang. The first thing we see is Starlight coming through on the cell phone footage, and Homelander goes just a little bit nuts.
What the fuck is going on here?
But after that, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, a lot of stuff happens, but it happens in such a nonsense kind of way. We're set up for a lightning fast type of pace, but the problem is they don't let anything really breathe. It really feels like they were rushing as fast as they could to tie up loose ends. And while it would have worked if they had longer seasons, this did not. Now, I usually hate when shows split seasons up in half, like Netflix did with Wednesday, but I really feel like this would have benefited from having its final season split up into 2 parts. It already feels like I'm watching 2 seasons anyway, so it's like, why not? They tried very hard to hammer in as much shit as quickly as possible, and it felt disjointed. But I mean, that would have been a pretty small issue if the rest of the season wasn't such a fucking dumpster fire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
We are on the road to 500 subscribers.
Hot diggity dog!
But we still need your help.
Help me!
If you like this video, along with discussions and reviews about gaming, movies, and TV shows, give me a sub. And if you don't like it, well, just give me a dislike and tell me how much I fucking suck in the comments.
I hate you guys so very, very much.
We also have a Buy Me a Coffee where $3 a month can get your name in the credits of videos just like this. Shout out to all the subs in the community that we are building together. With that out of the way, let's get back to the video. One of my biggest issues is that somehow, some way, everyone got fucking dumber. Like, way dumber. These people were cautious human beings and 2 soups who had backup plans for when their backup plans failed. But throughout the season, everyone kind of slowly turns fucking dumber. The first 3 episodes weren't, like, fantastic, especially when Kimiko talks like this.
Fucking speech therapy and fucking therapy and so much fucking TikTok.
Shut the hell up! Shut up! Shut up!
But it was okay. It was a good starting off point. And then suddenly in episode 4, everyone becomes a fucking idiot. This is the point where things just fall off a cliff. Huey, Butcher, Frenchie, and Kimiko go into Fort Harmony and search for the recipe for something called V1. And while they're searching for this mystical version of Compound V, this happens.
Wanna know a little secret, Butcher? I cheered when I found out that you were dying. Because at least we'd finally be done with your miserable ass.
Hey. That's fucked up.
A plant soup who secretes a toxin that makes everyone aggressive towards each other, causes them to lash out and say some pretty mean things. Everyone except for Frenchie, because Frenchie spent his youth like I did, doing copious amounts of drugs. Don't do drugs, they're very bad.
How can you sleep if you're high on crack?
He's not affected by it. But isn't this just like a little bit too convenient? While they're in this place, Butcher catches Homelander and Soldier Boy coming into the fort. Meanwhile, Starlight is on a side quest to find the power of family. It's so fucking stupid. And reconnect with her dad in some of the most boring filler I have ever seen in my life. I've watched Naruto, an anime that I needed a fucking watch guide for because the filler is just so massive. And even that was more entertaining than this. I hate it. Not only do I not give a fuck about Starlight's dad, but if you were going to do this, this should have been like 2 seasons ago. Shit, even season 4 would have been better. This isn't even my biggest issue with the episode. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. The big issue is that but they don't even find what they're looking for here, making this entire episode a waste of fucking time. The only thing that this episode accomplishes is we see them fighting about the same shit they're always fighting about, except more aggressively, making the blow-off feel weak as fuck. And it shows what happens to Soups while exposed to uranium. There was so many other ways to go about this. Like, the fighting could have reached a natural boiling point through the actual underlying conflict of one life versus a million, or Butcher's obsession to kill Homelander. And you could have done this whole uranium storyline at any fucking point in the last 4 seasons. Why is this such a focal part of this fucking episode? It was a waste of time, and if the season was longer, I would give it a pass, but this is just the halfway point. This is where shit should start getting real, but instead we're wasting time on pointless fucking bullshit, dude. Speaking of pointless, they brought Soldier Boy back to play Full House with Homelander for half the season, and then shoved him into cryosleep at the last minute.
One eye open when I'm sleeping.
Words cannot describe how fucking enraged I am to see this again. What was the point? I mean, I get the point of bringing him back to introduce the idea of V1, but why would he not have something, anything to do with the series finale? They set this man up as the only person to take down Homelander, and as soon as we're getting to the point of bringing him back into the fold, could have saved this entire fucking season, they leave him there. He has nothing to do with Homelander dying, nothing to do with the finale. He's just sleeping.
I hate it here.
That ruined at least 2 or 3 seasons worth of character arc. Listen, I'm not the biggest Soldier Boy guy. Even I could admit that he was the perfect plot device to take down what is basically fucking God. Think about what we missed out on. A really cool dynamic between a son who only wants his father's admiration and a father who wants nothing to do with his son, fighting it out for the fate of the universe. You couldn't have him go on vacation after he saved the world. That would have made so much fucking sense. Instead, what we got is quite possibly the most contentious, widely debated part of this entire season. Now, okay, look, I've softened up my stance on the Homelander thing a bit since I released this video. I will admit, the acting is always on point, and that isn't different here. Anthony Starr, like always, just absolutely knocked it out of the park. He really makes you feel what Homelander is feeling in this exact moment. I do actually like the way that this was handled. If the rest of the season had this vibe, it would have been a banger. Even Carl Urban does a great job of showing how angry yet satisfied he is to finally be done with Homelander as a person. My issue is how the rest of this episode was handled. We didn't get the whole enslaved humanity type of thing we were kind of led to believe was going to happen. Homelander barely does anything. He kills Diet Elon Musk and then gets wrecked by, let me check my notes here, the power of love.
Are you fracking kidding me right now?
After Kimiko says, I just can't bring myself to kill the guy that killed everyone I love, Frenchie makes a return. Oh yeah, he's dead.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would not understand.
And says, you can do it because you have the power of love. It's so fucking dumb, dude. I hate it. Which actually made me jump out of my seat and almost put my fist through my fucking monitor. And that little pep talk gives her the courage to use her fucking tit beam to take away Homelander's powers. Do I even need to explain why this is the dumbest shit ever? First of all, I get that this show is definitely not grounded in reality. But brother, the power of love? Kimiko, who has killed so many fucking people before this, should not have an issue killing Homelander. The person who has become so powerful that he is putting people in concentration camps who also just killed her fucking boyfriend. If anyone has a reason to absolutely fuck his shit up right now in this very fucking moment, it's Kimiko. But it also brings up the issue of, if you were just gonna do this whole chest beam thing, why the hell would you not have Soldier Boy here? Then Homelander gives us my favorite meme of all time.
I'll suck your dick, please. I'll do anything.
God damn.
And then he dies, which in hindsight is pretty satisfying and a good way to kill the character. The idea of Homelander being weak and powerless, begging for his life, is fitting. I think it was really the only way to kill the character. My problem isn't with him dying, it's that he did nothing leading up to it. I still think an endgame type of ending would have gone so fucking hard. The series was kind of setting it up for a long time now. Soups defected constantly. The idea of them rising up to kill the person who's enslaved them isn't totally out of left field here. I think it would have been way better than the fight with these 3 people. I just feel like the entire series up to this point was heavily favoring the idea of a revolution. But even that couldn't have saved them from Listen, I know Butcher isn't the best, most wholesome character. In fact, he's been set up as pretty arrogant and selfish pretty much from day one. You cannot tell me that they weren't setting him up to be a not so bad guy after all type of character. This entire season was grooming him to show a soft side and maybe, just maybe, do something for everyone else. And then this happened.
All I gotta do is pull this trigger, and it rains kill juice on all 99 floors.
What are you, retarded?
You had it. It was right there, and then you fucked it all up. Why would you do all this work to set Butcher up to be this redeemable character just to make him do this shit is beyond me. I get that this mirrors the comics, but first of all, the show up until now barely followed what was happening there. And when it did, it took pretty heavy liberties with the material to make it stand out against it. This doesn't fit here. This whole idea of Butcher going insane because he got rejected by a 16-year-old and his dog died just doesn't make sense, especially when you put in context of everything else that this man just went through. Homelander is dead. You can finally breathe. You'd think someone like Butcher would finally get the chance to live his fucking life. But nope, it all got thrown away here. Instead, Huey shoots him, he dies. That's it. The end. And I just hate it. God, I hate this with a burning passion.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
So the question is this historically bad? Yes, but it's not all bad. There is some bright spots, like the acting, the camera work, the special effects, shit like that. But there is some other small shit that really compounds into a deeper issue. I won't sit here and say that this was a 0 out of 10 because that's just untrue. There is things that I like about this. It's just not a lot of things. I find this to be more of an issue with pace and plot. I just don't like the idea of setting things up only for it to either be totally abandoned or saved for a fucking spin-off that nobody is gonna want to watch after seeing this shit. This show has slowly but steadily gone downhill since season 3, and we finally got to the point where most of us agree this shit is historically bad. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Did you like this season? Was it awful? It's been a blast. Till next time, fam, I bid you all adieu, and bye, motherfuckers.